PhD. And I said, meaning he's got. He's pursuing his PhD, a clear indication that he's got a particular interest in education. Demonstrates his relentless pursuit to knowledge and excellence. As an academic, he has shared his knowledge and expertise with numerous students, having taught at the Sunyani Technical University and the Greenfield College Faculty of Law. Mr. Adai is a staunch Christian, a dedicated family man, and a proud native of our beloved Bono region, when here to be precise. Honorable Akwabo's unique blend of academic and professional experience makes him an exceptional leader, well equipped to tackle the complexities of governance. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Honorable Joseph Adai Akwabo, the Bono Regional Minister. Thank you.
Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, Minister for Education, Professor Ernest Kutugas, Director General, Management of Regional Education Director, Municipal and District Directors of Education, Chairperson, Executives, and members of CHAS, distinguished invited guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure and honor to welcome you to this meeting of members of the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High School, CHAS. I'm convinced that by the presence of the Lord with us, we are assured of a very successful meeting. Let me seize this moment to convey to you the fine compliments of the Bono Regional Coordinating Council and wish you a very successful meeting. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, education is a crucial enterprise in our collective effort in nation building and socio-economic development, and therefore cannot be compromised. Today, leaders of education enterprise have met here to confer on the issues bordering on the way forward to provide quality education for our children. It's a testament of our resolve to ensure that the needed human resource is developed for our socio-economic development. In this regard, I wish to implore all of us to share our perspectives, make inputs, share the best practices, and contribute objectively to the discussions to enrich decisions that will propel our educational system forward. It is said that several visits to the mud pit enabled the WAP to build its house. In this regard, our gathering today is not just an event, but a conscious effort needed to be responsive to the dynamics of the environment in the wake of the fourth industrial revolution in order to develop our education in tandem with global demands. Accordingly, I wish to seize this opportunity to commend educational leaders and to spur you on to give out your best for the present and future generation. I wish to put on record that we in the Bono region are also not resting on our oars, but very determined to ensure that quality education is provided and made accessible in the region. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am glad to inform you that the Bono region has chalked successes and have made strides in education. Among these include the National Science and Maths Quiz. St. James Seminary Senior High School in the Sunyani municipality has been at the seeded stage for the past 3 years, whilst Notre Dame Girls Senior High School and Sunyani Senior High School have reached 1A stages in recent years. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, again, for the Energy Commission Renewable Energy National Challenge for 2021, Sunyani Senior High School won the 4th position. Doma Senior High School placed 3rd in 2023, while St. James Seminary Senior High School earned 2nd position in 2024. For the Ideathon nationwide competition, out of the 17 schools selected, Kinamanfu Senior High Technical School placed 2nd. Mr. Chairman, on behalf of chiefs and people of the Bono region, I wish to extend a special welcome to our own Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, and to congratulate you on your appointment as the Minister of Education. We know your experience, your expertise, and so on. I'm also confident that you will bring your expertise, skills, and experience to bear on the development of our educational system. To the leaders of education present here, I wish to respectfully urge you to give your maximum support to the new minister to enable him execute his mandate in the Reset Ghana agenda by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to transform education in Ghana. On this note, I wish to once again welcome you all to Sunyani. I urge you to feel at home because every spot in Ghana is your home. I wish you fruitful deliberations in the sense of patriotism to move Ghana forward. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Please, we can do better than that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please kindly permit me to acknowledge the presence of the CEO of the Bako Stock, George Abradu Otu. Mr. George Abradu Otu, you are most welcome. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to use this opportunity to invite the Chief Civil Servant of the Ministry of Education, the Chief Director, ladies and gentlemen, we are rather taking the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Ernest Kofi Davids, to give us his remarks. Thank you.
Honorable Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, Chief Director of Ghana Education Service, Mrs. Mamile Andrew, Honorable Regional Minister, Honorable Joseph Adai Akwabua, the Deputy Director General of Ghana Education Service in charge of quality and access, Regional and District Directors of Education here present, CHAS Executive and members, Get Fund Administrator, the Administrator of Common Fund, media, ladies and gentlemen, I thank the Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, for initiating this maiden forum for an engagement with the Conference of Assisted Secondary Schools and offering me the opportunity to deliver an address on the purpose of today's gathering. I deem it a great honor. Thank you, Honorable. As we are all aware, GES has the vision of creating an enabling environment in all, educational institutions, management positions to facilitate effective teaching and learning, along with efficient management. This vision positions GES and its staff, including CHAS, as very key actors in the development of requisite human capital for accelerating our country's transformational agenda. As a pre-tertiary policy implementation agency of the Ministry of Education, the GES is at the center of actualizing the educational agenda of the government of the day. That is, review, reflect, and reset. GES cannot effectively and efficiently implement ministry's policy, particularly those relating to secondary education, without active involvement of CHAS. Without the total commitment of CHAS to providing leadership support for the delivery of accessible, quality, and relevant secondary education that will produce a 21st century graduate characterized by balanced knowledge, skills, and attitudes, Ghana will not achieve her transformational agenda through education. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, we all attest to the fact that whilst as a country we can boast of achieving improved access through the free SHS policy, the same cannot be said about quality across board due to the challenges associated with the implementation of the policy. The current upsurge in school violence, including gun culture and other acts of indiscipline, calls for the urgent need for our service to look into our current practices, that is, review, reflect, and make the necessary changes, that is, reset, to move our education system forward. In this context, Mr. Chairman, one question that should inform our thinking as Honorable Minister engages us in the dialogue today should be, how do we develop and promote character index excellence in the students who pass through our schools as we deal with the challenges associated with the free SHS? Finding answer to this question will help us to prepare the 21st century graduate with the requisite knowledge, skills, attitude, and value that Ghana needs for its socio-economic transformation agenda. While we reflect on the question I have posed, I wish to state that as the acting DG of Ghana Education Service, my vision is to work with all relevant stakeholders in education, including CHAS, to empower every Ghanaian child, irrespective of the socioeconomic background, ethnicity, gender, with knowledge, skills, attitudes, and value that will position them to use their empowerment through education to solve societal problems and create opportunities for themselves and others. I aim to achieve this through leadership that will create the environment for delivering inclusive, accessible, and equitable quality public, basic, and senior high school education, and promote lifelong learning among learners. Specifically, I will work with relevant stakeholders to achieve the following. 1. Strengthen regional and district education offices, as well as school heads, to ensure leadership that translates into high-quality learning outcomes. 2. Strengthen the quality of basic education by targeting the entire learning environment. Here, I'm looking at the curriculum, teaching issues about teaching and teachers. So we are looking at in-service training, we are looking at teachers' welfare, and I link that to promotion issues. I'm also looking at issues around assessment. I also hope to enhance the quality of strategies for improving the free SHS program by addressing the challenges associated with the standard-based curriculum and its implementation, including the double-track system, which we are working hard to reverse, the academic calendar, efficiency of the feeding program, professional learning communities, textbooks, just to mention a few. I am also looking to collaborating with other relevant agencies to promote STEM and TVET education to support our industrialization drive. With the support of the Honorable Minister and the Administrator of Get Fund, I hope to eradicate schools under trees, improve existing classroom space to support, and improve the existing classroom space to support 21st century skills development. Ladies and gentlemen, you would agree with me that we cannot produce 21st century graduates in the spaces that we used to train people when we were looking at the 3 R's. Finally, I'm looking at promoting effective monitoring and evaluation systems across all levels of pre-tertiary education system. I am of the strongest opinion that this list of achievement targets and the expected mandate of the GES as a policy implementation agency of the Ministry of Education cannot be actualized without your commitment as headmasters and headmistresses. You are key. It is in furtherance of the discourse around how CHAS can support GES to efficiently implement policies of the Ministry of Education that our hard-working Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, created this engagement platform. This platform offers an opportunity for the Honorable Minister of Education and his team to engage with CHAS on issues affecting the delivery of accessible, quality, and relevant senior high school education, and also strengthen the collaboration that exists between the Ministry of Education through GES and the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary School, CHAS. At this meeting, the Honorable Minister of Education, our kind and loving father, will also recognize and award the 3 best performing candidates in the 2024 WAS examination across the 5 WAEC member countries. On that note, I would thank you for the audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director General, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis. I believe we can do better than we did for him. We now take remarks by the CHAS President, Reverend Father Stephen Owusu Sechere.
CHAS. CHAS. The future in our hands. I couldn't feel the vibe. CHAS. CHAS. The future in our hands. Honorable Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, Director General of Ghana Education Service, Prof. Davids, the Chief Director of the Ghana Education Service, Deputy Directors General, distinguished Directors of Education here present, officials of the Ministry of Education and GES, distinguished invited guests, esteemed colleague heads of CHAS, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound gratitude and a sense of optimism that I stand before you today on behalf of CHAS here in this vibrant Bono region, specifically in the welcoming city of Sunyani. Honorable Minister, I know you may have heard a lot about CHAS. But here we are. See how colorful our uniforms are. You called us, we came here with love because we love you. And we are here with optimism because we know that you have a lot for us. We want you to know that you are our grandfather. That's why you not just called you the father. That's why General is our father and you are our grandfather. So we always come to you through our father to the grandfather. So as a grandfather, we want you to look down on your grandchildren with love and compassion. We want you also to know that you're working with human beings. We are nice people. We are not violent. They're very cool neck members and a quiet president. We wish to congratulate you, Honorable Minister, on your appointment as the Secretary Minister for Education. Again, we congratulate the Director General of the Ghana Education Service and his deputies on the appointment. We are so happy to be here with you. In fact, we also extend our sincerest appreciation to His Excellency the President of the Republic, and indeed to you, Honorable Minister, for the timely disbursement of funds to procure essential food items to feed our students when school reopened early this year, Honorable Minister, under the free SHS policy. Honorable Minister, at this point, I want you to pick your pen. I hope you have it already. And take notes of all that I'm going to say. What I'm going to say will help all of us, will cool tempers of CHAS members, even though they are smiling, Honorable Minister. I'm going to speak on their behalf. And they understand that I'm not going to allow each of them to talk. Whatever I'm going to say is from CHAS members. I can see how Honorable Minister is very ready. This crucial intervention of giving us the money for a month to buy the food has gone a long way in ensuring that our students are well fed and could focus on their academic pursuits. We acknowledge this commitment and are grateful for it. We have no doubt in our minds that this practice of allowing the schools to do the procurement of food items through the laid down procurement processes has really come to stay. We believe in our hearts. Nobody has told us of any changes, so we believe in that. It is also our belief that the funding of food will be regularly sent to the schools in time and on time without delays. Honorable Minister, as we continue to navigate the implementation of the free SHS policy, we have encountered some ambiguities in our engagement with PTA, Parent Teachers Association. As we speak, we know it to be PA. We don't know whether it has been changed to PTA. We need official communication if it's going to be changed, but we call it PA for now. To ensure a harmonious and productive partnership aimed at holistic development of our students, we respectfully request a clear-cut policy guidelines that will govern our dealings with the PAs in our schools. Very important. This will foster mutual understanding and prevent unnecessary friction and interdictions of our members. At this point, we also like to plead with you to always act with compassion when we go wrong. Try your best to investigate before you interdict us. Furthermore, Honorable Minister, we note with concern the distribution of tablets to students in some schools and leaving others. While we commend the initiative, we passionately appeal for the swift rollout of these vital resources to all assisted secondary schools across the country. In this digital age, these tablets are essential tools for learning and will significantly enhance the educational experience of every student, irrespective of their school's location. In addition to that, it is our humble request that these tablets should always come to our schools with charging units. Honorable Minister, we cannot overemphasize the crippling impact of outstanding financial obligations of the smooth running of our schools. We therefore wish to reiterate our long-standing and fervent request for the immediate payment of all arrears that are due to each school, including the crucial intervention monies for our teachers. Not Minister. Some of the arrears date back 2021. Recurrent monies are monies we use to carry out the day-to-day activities of our schools. If you enter some schools, Honourable Minister, you enter the lavatories, you'll be shocked. It's not the fault of the heads, but no money. Honourable Minister, when you see us crying, just give us money. When you give us money, we stop crying and we love you more. You'll be our hero. I must say that it's not about time. In fact, this is our show and nobody can take it away. Nobody. Minister, are you going to drive us away? No. Our grandfather cannot do that. Minister, these funds are essential for addressing pressing needs and maintaining a conducive teaching and learning environment in our schools. So please do your best to pay all the arrears. In fact, pay the arrears before the current ones. It's very important to note that the state of furniture in many of our schools continues to pose a major threat and challenge to education in the pre-tertiary level in this country. We urgently underlined, appeal to you for adequate supply of furniture for our classrooms, dormitories, the staff offices, and the rest. Dining hall. The lack of proper seating, you see, they are even adding the words for me. is the prevalence of prepaid electricity meters in some schools, Honourable Minister. The challenges associated with topping up these meters disrupt academic activities and place an undue administrative burden on school authorities. We strongly request that all these prepaid meters currently installed in our schools be replaced with postpaid meters to ensure a more reliable and seamless power supply in our schools. We also recognize the immense pressure on infrastructure in our transition schools and all schools due to the double track system. While we appreciate the efforts made so far, we implore the ministry to prioritize the expansion of infrastructure facilities in these schools to enable the school to eventually do away with the transition calendar. This will undoubtedly enhance the quality of education and reduce the strain on both students, teachers, and management in our schools. Moreover, we cannot ignore the growing concern about indiscipline among some of our students in the schools. We believe that involving the ministry, school authorities, parents, and the community is a needed approach to address this issue effectively. Honourable Minister, today, the headmaster is almost rendered helpless and powerless to deal with students in our schools. A parent can come to your school, beat teachers up, insult the headmaster, and threaten you with suits, take you to FM stations, and they'll wash you over there. If they call you don't talk, you are guilty. If you talk, you are guilty. So what you have to do is to keep quiet. We pray that as our grandfather, the only thing he can do for us is to empower the heads, the headmaster, headmistresses, for us to do our job. We also appeal to all stakeholders, especially our MPs, our chiefs, assemblymen, MMDCs, and the rest, to always leave us alone to do our job. A student is sanctioned, and you see these, our elders coming to beg. Those in community schools, if you refuse, you are in the good bad books of the community. Honorable Minister, save us from this predicament. You know you can do it. Charles is a proud Honorable Minister affiliate of international organizations such as the African Confederation of Principals and the International Confederation of Principals. These affiliations provide us with invaluable opportunities for professional development, sharing best practices, and networking with colleagues from across the globe. We therefore humbly request the support of the ministry through sponsorship to enable reps of CHAS participate in the conferences and activities of these esteemed international bodies. You will soon see sponsorship letters requesting you and your office to sponsor us to these conferences. This exposure will undoubtedly benefit our leadership and ultimately contribute to the advancement of secondary education in Ghana. Honourable Minister, we have already submitted a list of needs of senior high school and technical schools to your office. One of the issues we raised was the lack of vehicles for schools, vehicle for CHAS Secretariat, modern cooking machines for schools, duplicating printing machines, what we call risograph for schools, printing machines for schools. All these free SHS they did not take care of. We are bringing them to attention. We are hopeful that you will do something about them by providing them for efficient and effective running of our schools. Honorable Minister, we are confident that under your able leadership, these pressing issues I've mentioned so far, in fact, I've left the rest or come to you in chambers to discuss them. I can't say everything here. These pressing issues receive the rapt attention they deserve. We remain committed to working collaboratively with you and your ministry, the Director General of Ghana Education Service, to provide quality education to all Ghanaian children for the good of Mother Ghana. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for having us this morning. I have Honorable Minister, I'm told that I have another function to perform. This is your mini conference with us, Honorable Minister. You invited us to this region, very beautiful region, and you also want to tell that very soon, in October, we also invite you to our conference. And we also invite the President of the Republic to come to our conference. So please note that as well. Allow me to introduce to you members of CHAS from each region. Members, if I mention your region, you just stand up for the minister to acknowledge you. First, I'll start with NEC members. So all NEC members, please be on your feet. So these are NEC members from about 14 regions. Thank you very much. Please take your seat. I cannot, because of time, I cannot mention your names and your regions. Then I'll start from the north. So let me begin with Northern Regional CHAS. May please be on your feet. Northern. Plus Northern region. Please give it to them. Give it to them once again. Savannah region, are you here? Thank you. Northeast. Thank you. Upper West region. Upper West region. Upper East region. They are there. Came their numbers. Then I come to Bono East region. Bono East. Ahafo region. Ahafo region. Thank you. Thank you. Now, the host region, Bono region, please be your feet. So colorful in the original chas cloth. Then I'll move straight to Ashanti region. Ashanti region. Thank you. Then I'll go to Eastern region. Eastern. Thank you, Eastern. We go to Central region. More central. We go straight to Western region. Western. Thank you. Then we go to Western North region. Thank you, Western North. Then I go to Greater Accra region. Just right in front of us, so colorful in their chas cloth. Thank you, Greater Accra. And then I'll go to Volta region. Volta. Thank you. And then last but not least, OT region. Thank you. Hope I didn't leave. Eastern region. Eastern region. I mentioned Eastern region. Eastern, stand up. Eastern. I mentioned Eastern region. Thank you. I cannot leave Eastern out. So thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for this opportunity.
Please, we can do better for Reverend. We'd like to remind everybody that the program is live on channel MOE, the official TV station for the Ministry of Education. We'd acknowledge the presence of the Deputy National Coordinator for Free SHS, Dr. Belinda Glover. Madam, you are welcome. We now take remarks by Get Fund, and it will be presented by Mr. Paul Ajayi.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister of Education, the most affable Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, the Bono Regional Minister, Honorable Akwabwa, the Director General of GES, project partnerships with private enterprises, benevolent organizations, development partners, and commodity suppliers. Why collaborate? In the face of increasing demands on limited public resources, it has become imperative to explore alternative funding streams and cost savings strategies to supplement what the government provides. Through joint proposals and coordinated engagements, we can better position ourselves to attract support from entities that are eager to invest in education, but require structured, transparent, and impactful channels to do so. CHAS, with its nationwide network and direct link to schools, and Get Fund, with its credibility and capacity to manage educational financing, form a natural partnership. By working together, we can present a united front that appeals to the corporate social responsibility arms of businesses, philanthropic foundations, and commodity suppliers. We propose establishing a Get Fund CHARS joint tax team to identify needs across schools, craft compelling proposals, and reach out to private enterprises with CSR budgets earmarked for education, local and international benevolent organizations, developing partners interested in youth empowerment and educational access. Together, we can negotiate with suppliers of school commodities such as food, textbooks, lab equipment, and ICT tools for bulk purchasing arrangements or discounted prices. A united procurement front can drastically reduce costs across schools, freeing up more resources for learning and infrastructure. With Get Fund systems for monitoring and accountability and chances on the ground oversight, we can assure partners that their investments will be used efficiently, transparently, and to measurable effect. We can organize periodic workshops to train CHARS members in proposal writing, partnership management, and donor engagement strategies, ensuring we are always ready to seize opportunities as they arise. I urge the CHARS leadership to embrace this opportunity for partnership. Let us establish the Get Fund CHARS Strategic Collaboration Desk, where we can start identifying shared priorities and begin preparing joint proposals immediately. Let us work together, and not just as administrators of education, but as architects of innovation and advocates of sustainable support for our schools. With unity of purpose and clarity of direction, we can attract allies in our mission and ensure that no child is left behind due to financial constraints. I thank you all for your dedication, and I look forward to a fruitful and impactful collaboration. Long live CHARS, long live Get Fund, long live education in Ghana.
Thank you very much. We can do it better. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Ajay, the administrator of the Get Fund. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to invite Mr. Kingsley Boache of the Ministry of Education and Mr. Lawrence Honuvo of KA Technologies to give us a presentation on the implementation of the tablets in senior high schools.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the KA Technologies presentation, the regional minister has an equally important event to attend, so he would like to take his leave now. Cultural display to usher him out. Mr. Palmer and Sunyani Secondary School, the cultural troupe. Meanwhile, KA Technologies, please get ready. Sunyani SHS cultural troupe. To our Honorable Regional Minister, we say a big thank you for gracing today's occasion with your presence. We are grateful.
We acknowledge the fact that not all schools have received it. The ministry, in conjunction with the supplier and Ghana Education Service, are putting frantic effort to make sure that all the schools or all senior high schools get the tablet as required so that we can enhance the new curriculum. The tablet comes with an LMS, and also there's a microsite which has all the learner materials that has been developed especially for the first years as the new curriculum has been revised. There's going to be an orientation for all the ICT coordinators in the various schools. Right from this meeting through the Director General's office, the zoning for the training will be communicated to all heads, and we encourage you to allow your ICT coordinators to avail themselves and to be trained. The supplier will be linking with the ICT coordinators in your various schools so that the tablet will be released to the students in the various schools. So we will communicate toll-free numbers. We are always available if there are issues. We believe that this is an ongoing implementation and there will be issues. So when those issues come up, please feel free to address it. The supplier will give us an update on the current status of supply, and we are available to answer all issues. So I'll invite Lawrence to update us on the current status.
Thank you very much, Kingsley, from the Ministry of Education. The Honorable Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, Chief Director, Directors of Education here present, President of CHARS, and all protocols duly observed. My name is Lawrence from KE Technologies, the technology partner for the Ministry of Education as far as the tablet project is concerned. We are happy to be here, and we bring you greetings from management and the board of KE Technologies. I think, like Kingsley said, the question is who has been the supplier, and KE Technologies is a supplier on this project. KE Technologies is an indigenous brand, a local company that is doing well when it comes to technology across the continent. We seek to empower dreams for sustainable learning and development. We have a factory in Accra located at Spinters. We also supply or manufacture laptops, tablets, projectors, and other solar products as well. And we are also a global training partner for Microsoft. We are ISO certified as well. We work with NTC, the Ghana Standards Authority, TIVA, GES, NACOPS, and Intel, as well as Google. On the tablet project, like the President of CHARS rightly mentioned, this is a very important project. We need to ensure that we get it right from the onset. I would like to provide some updates in terms of distribution done so far. In terms of the total numbers in the contract, as shared in the initial contract, is 1,350,000 tablets going to all senior high schools, including TVET schools in the country. So far, we have distributed 293,531. 293,531. We know that we are working with over 900 schools across the country, and that includes TVET schools. What it means is we have about 1,056,469 devices to supply on this project, covering about 746 schools. We have also shared, I think, through the ministry, in terms of regions and the numbers that they have received so far. And so when you look at Ashanti region, having 178 schools, they have received for 30 schools so far. Ahafo region, with 26 schools, they have received four schools. And I think this week, Ahafo and Bono are expecting some deliveries to come to them. Bono, out of 48 schools, they received for 7 schools. Central region, for 90 out of 94 schools, they received for 12 schools. Eastern region, out of 122 schools, they received for 19 schools. Greater Accra, 70, they have received for 18. Northeast, out of 19, they've done 3, with some more going to them. And when Western North, out of 20, they have received 10 schools. Western region itself, out of 55, they have received 26. So out of the regional total for all these regions, we noticed that when we took off, we were to supply to Form 1, Form 2, and the Form 3s. And so over 98 of the schools received for their Form 1s, Form 2s, and Form 3s. And then there was a new directive based on the curriculum, the new curriculum, that the focus will be on Form 1s. And so we'll notice that there is excess supply for the Form 1s across. Okay, then I'll run over. Yes, okay. All right, so my attention has been drawn that I think I skipped some of the regions, so I'll quickly do that. So I think I mentioned up to Western, so I want to go on to Volta. Yeah, sorry. So Volta, out of 93 schools, we've supplied 12 out of the 93 schools. OT, out of 31, they received for 16 schools. Savannah, out of 17, they received for 3, with some additional moving this week. For Upper West, out of 44, 8 schools have received. For Upper East, out of 49, 8 schools have received. For Bono East, out of 33 schools, 13 have received. And for Northern Region, out of 45, 9 schools have received so far. So for Form 1 data, the expected total, based on the data, enrollment data we have received for Form 1, is 440,732. That is the total number of devices to supply to all students in the first year. If you look at this total, we have supplied 293,531. What it means is we have 147,201 to top up. And so that is what we are working on. So this is the distribution and training roadmap to complete all the Form 1s. For the Form 1s, from now, which is April to the month of June, we want to complete all the schools for their Form 1 data. And then for July to September, the Form 2 should be receiving theirs. And then October to December, the Form 3s should be receiving theirs as well. Okay, so let me explain why. Let me just briefly. I appreciate because it means that you need some clarity on why it is so. So this is how we go about the distribution. First is we receive the enrollment data from the various schools. So you have our team calling the heads and your IT officers to assist, and together with free SHS to get the data. Now every tablet is assigned to a student. So currently, for all the Form 1 students, based on the new curriculum, we have received their data and we are serving them, which is what we are supplying. It means that the next batch who are to join, these people will move to second year and then there will be a first year. Those group, we need their data to provision in the system, which is the activation, and then we serve them. That's why the roadmap is like this. So in terms of the deployment, we have released 2 Like I mentioned, 198 schools so far. For Greater Accra, training has been done, and some of the schools, I think about 9 of the schools, have released tablets to students. We've also done training for them. Activation, for instance, in Greater Accra, they've done for Accra High, Labone, Accra Girls, Medina Technical, Applied Technology, OIC, West Africa High School, Odogono, Diaspora, School for the Deaf, Equiapim, and then Ejisuman High. Now, the project also comes with some support services. So one is that I think the stakeholders have asked some very important questions. How do we protect learners from visiting unauthorized sites and ensuring that they do not abuse the opportunity given to them? So there is a tracking system in place that restricts access to unauthorized sites. So you cannot visit sites that are not approved by the ministry for any other thing. Issues about WhatsApp and all those things are blocked on the platform. So there is a device that is able to track the location of every device. So for instance, if we have delivered a device to Odogono Senior High, we can track to see if all these devices are actually in the schools or some have moved out. And so when we took off, we tracked some of the devices that were initially supplied. And we noticed that some officers, of course, in the testing, sometimes maybe travel and they move with the device. And so we're able to detect it to inform them that the devices must be returned to their stores. And so that's how robust the tracking system is, just to ensure that we do not abuse. Of course, in terms of theft, we are also able to track and work with the law enforcement agencies to retrieve these devices. We are also able to lock down or shut down the device completely. And we create a nuisance, which is an alarm on the device. You can't use it, you can't boot it, you can't use it for anything. Then we have a distribution platform. So we don't just come to the school and then we hand over the tablets to the students. Like I mentioned, tablets are tied to each student. So we know who is using a particular tablet. So for Form 1, you are using it, Form 2, Form 3. And then when you are done, you leave it. So we know Akosua Mensah is using serial numbers so and so throughout the period. Then another support service is also the device maintenance and support. So for instance, how do we ensure that if learners have issues with their devices, we are able to resolve these issues? So we have trained 274 partners across the country, and in every district we have support systems in place. And so we work with your IT officers in the schools, and they are the first point of contact for us. So for instance, if students have issues, we expect them, if it's a broken screen, we expect them to report to the IT officer, and then we'll activate the supports for them. We have accessories, we have a 24/7 customer support. The numbers will be shared and on your platform with CHARS members as well. Then, I think the CHARS president mentioned a very important element in the whole project, and that is a charging port or system. And so we noticed that this is a gap looking at the project so far. And this was not in the initial contract in terms of the charging port. But as a technology firm, our job is to ensure that we solve problems. And so we have been able to develop a charging system, and this is what you have here. It's able to take 51 devices or charging port devices at a go. So for instance, it's solar as well. It's solar powered. We can charge with the national grid direct, and it's also solar powered. And so for maybe our members here who may be running low on battery, we can put it outside. You can charge your devices as well if they are running down. So this is where we work. Discussions are underway. Proposals have been submitted to our Honorable Minister's desk as well for consideration. Once this has been resolved, in terms of the numbers that we are to supply, we will supply to every school. For some of the schools that have distributed, during distribution, we moved some of the solar charging cabinets to support them. So for instance, when you're distributing and there is a low battery, they are able to charge. And so some schools have them. Not because it is part of the initial project, but because there's a need for it and we are working with stakeholders. Once that is sorted, every school will have a solar charging cabinet. Finally, are we just looking at devices? That is not what we are looking at. We are looking at a comprehensive solution in terms of transforming education in Ghana. So one aspect of it is also the environment within which students are learning. There is the mental, psychological aspect of it as well. You create a system, you have tablets, you want to have a smart classroom, but you look at the desks, still the traditional, what can we do about them? We look at the environment, it's not the best. And so we used, we are happy that President of Charles has benefited in terms of the smart classroom setup. We're able to transform a block into a smart classroom setup with modern chairs, with smart screens. We've done a revamp in terms of the whole block for them. And so this is something that we are looking at. Given the opportunity, we want to replicate in most of the schools as we continue to transform education in Ghana. We've shared pictures as well. And then the tablets have a learning management system installed on them. So like I mentioned, it's not just tablet and that ends it. There is an LMS with content. So we have all the learning resources installed. So we have books that we have received from GES, NACA, and the publishers as well, uploaded on a platform. We have also uploaded content that we receive in terms of videos. So for instance, if you are treating a subject, there's a video. Once it's approved, we have been able to upload. The new curriculum and the books that they need are also being uploaded. I think for now, most of them have been completed. The ministry also shared with us a microsite, of course, which is, I think, with discussions with the telcos, they want to zero rate it, which means that they may not need internet to be able to access these resources. And then, in terms of the challenge with internet, definitely we need to empower our students to go online. But whilst the ministry and stakeholders work at that, we have also created an offline resource where the teacher is able to share files. Maybe there's a very good resource that he or she wants to share in class. There's a feature on the platform that they are able to use to share that. The platform also has a robust feature for, that is an addition we've made, which is for video conferencing. In the era of online learning and distance programs, this is something that we have also added, and discussions are underway. Once that feature is activated together with the client, it will be made available to all the schools to use for their video conferencing. Something like your meetings, you can also use them for your meetings as well. So, Honorable Minister, thank you for the opportunity to provide some updates in terms of the tablet project, and we are happy to always work with all stakeholders on this project. To members of CHARS, I want to say thank you so much. I think that we have been calling you. Very often the faces don't show, but today I'm showing my face, and I will share my contacts where you can contact directly, speak to me, and we'll resolve all the issues. Once again, thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, let's give it to them. Let's give it to them. Ministry of Education and KA Technology, thank you for the updates on the tablets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a very important section. Thank you very much. That's a very wonderful and splendid display. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. The cultural troupe has done a very good job. Thank you.
Let me thank the cultural group for a display of what I may describe as an improved Bamaya dance or adulterated Bamaya dance. The Honorable Minister have had to leave us. I still will recognize that he came to support the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Davis, and his able Deputy Director General, Dr. Ishak. The President of CHAS, Reverend also Secretary. I noticed when he was speaking, he related to you, Charles, the future. I wanted to be sure whether I'll be admitted to Charles or not. That is why I posed that. The administrator